It's happening, y'all. I've done TikTok. I've done YouTube. I've been throwing the spaghetti at the wall on Instagram. And I've finally reached the cardinal sin of content creation and wannabe influencers. And I'm trying out podcasting. But just know I was getting dangerously close to trying stand up. And I had to do a little pause, soul search. Let's try the microphone first. Let's try filming yourself in front of a blank wall with a microphone instead of getting up on that stage. God, thank you for the knowledge that I am funny and grant me the wisdom to know not to get on that stage. Okay? Really feel like camped out at rock bottom lately. Career has been basically in the gutter. I am a family photographer. I did rage quit about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Just feeling fed up with the process of trying to make a business out of an art form that I love. But I, of course, had to come back to it because I just can't stay away. Just couldn't stay away from photography, and mostly getting the chance to work with beautiful women who trust me deeply to make them feel beautiful and powerful. But that is kind of what has sparked this new advancement in my influencer career with starting a podcast, is the feeling of just what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing here? I feel so deeply called to some type of content creation, and I keep getting that little feeling in the back of my head, more. I want something bigger. I want something more than what I have. And for a long time, I was like, damn, I am the most selfish person on the planet. Surely this is just a fault of myself. And I need to move through it. I need to learn how to be grateful with what I have and accept what I have been given. And haven't we all heard that? Just be grateful for what you have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here looking at my beautiful children and the gift of my home and my everything. I am so deeply grateful for the things that I have and the people in my life. And so it gets really convoluted when I still feel that desire for more. I'm am I just a bottomless pit that wants to take, and I'll never be satisfied? Sound off if you feel the fear and anxiety of what if I am never satisfied in life, because you are not alone. You're not alone. There's a lot of us, I think, that feel like that. And we are told that we should not feel that way. You should be grateful for what you have. You should be satisfied with what you're given. You're a mommy. Is that not enough for you? Actually, no, it's fine if that's not enough. Because if you feel a soul calling in your body, like I do, that desire for more, it's what's next? I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that that's really normal, and we had just kind of been shamed out of talking about it because to the untrained ear, that sounds selfish, and it sounds well, you're just not happy with what you've got. It sounds ungrateful. And the worst thing a woman can be is ungrateful, frankly. You heard it here first. Okay, do those gratitude pages, 3 pages every single morning. Make sure you say exactly what you're grateful for, lest you walk through the world and want something. But I'm kind of in the feeling interested in challenging that narrative. No, what if I was a woman who wanted more and I owned it instead of feeling shame around it? And so here we are. I want more, and I'm very excited about wanting more. I feel like it could open a lot of doors for success, financial success in my life, success socially. Imagine creating a group of women that you're surrounded by who share the same desire of wanting more. Then you wouldn't feel alone, and you wouldn't have that little nagging mommy feeling in your ear of like, just nah, bitch, you're allowed to be a boss babe without sacrificing yourself on the hill of capitalism. So I should add, the drive for more and the desire to want more is very frequently impeded upon by the fact that I'm a mother. I have 2 babies. Well, 3-year-old, 1-year-old. Almost 1. Oh, can't believe it. And so I get frequently caught up and very frustrated with the fact that I cannot lean into the very masculine, very capitalist urge to push myself to grind, and like work all day, work all night, never sleep, never have fun, just like constantly sacrifice myself at the altar of capitalism. And I'm simply not convinced that that's the way to do things, because like, look outside. Mother Nature creates grass, trees, flowers, baby birds. They're born. They fly around. They have what they need. And Mother Nature is not white knuckling it through the creation process, because she would get freaking tired. She would get tired with that. And so in the process of figuring out what my own creative career is going to be and what it looks like and how it feels, I'm like, you know what? Partially because of necessity and partially out of desire to discover something new and do things differently, I am committed to finding the feminine energy, like matriarchal way of creation beyond like the actual literal like creation of children, which is incredible. It has been co-opted by patriarchy, but we'll talk about that later. But like really tapping into something that feels more aligned with my energy. Oh my gosh, I have my monitor next to me and my baby has awoken. So we might have to pause quickly while I go deal with the babe. All right, thank you for your patience. All right, little jump cut. In case you're wondering how I'm recording this, I do have my kids stuck in front of the TV with snacks and magnetiles. So just some parenting advice from yours truly. But going back to this desire to create and the inability to create within the confines of capitalism and grind set culture, because of, not because I didn't want to. Now I don't really want to participate in that, but like I was grinding, frankly. And if you are a mother trying to start or maintain a creative business, you know you are up until 1 a.m. You are stuck on your computer. You're on your phone when you really want to be doing something with your kids. And you feel the constant pull between being a present mother and being an ambitious woman. And it feels like there is no way to balance those things. And I don't think that there's a way to balance those things in a patriarchal system. And as a participant in capitalism, I don't know if there will truly be a balance, but gosh dang it, I'm going to find it. I'm going to try and find it. So then I was like, this is incredible. What if I just come up with a new way to do things? I just won't subscribe to the old system. And I'll make a new system. Boom. Brain blast. Incredible idea. And then I sat down like pen at the ready and realized I have no framework for a new system. And literally it's like, you got to come up with it all by yourself when you're not working off of the old playbook. And that's kind of still where I'm stuck. I trust that if that is kind of the purpose in my life, or a purpose within my life to like create and show women like a different way to do things, which I'm convinced there is one, that will make itself clear, like the message will come through. And for now, again, I'm just trying to throw the spaghetti, see what sticks. Really been leaning on my intuition lately. Another thing I think we're told not to do. It's so taboo to, when asked, like, how did you get where you're going? When asked how you got to where you are, or what your main driver is, or like what keeps you motivated. What's your secret sauce? It feels a little woo and a little silly to say my intuition. But truly, when you think about our bodies as both a biological machine and a very cosmically divine channeled being, your intuition makes complete sense. You're both getting messages from all of the micro things that your senses are picking up around you, and you're also getting messages from the divine and from the other side and from beyond. And I've been really surprised and excited about the way that has kind of begun to show up in my life. And as I continue to dive towards that, I also can look back into the past and see the ways that it's shown up previously, both my intuition and those really direct like messages that feel truly otherworldly. Maybe we'll like do a whole episode on that because I'm feeling a little nervy. I feel like I'm learning how to ride a bike right now. I just am so convinced that there's another way. And I'm convinced if I hang out here at rock bottom long enough, I will walk in enough circles and check enough corners and weird little holes that I will find the magical door and kind of unlock this secret. And I think following intuition is absolutely a part of that. And in that, I also want to touch on this shame aspect and the shame that is wrapped around the idea of following your intuition and wrapped around wanting more, and the implication that if you want more than what you have right now, that you're actually ungrateful for what you have, or you are simply unsatisfied. There's space for multiple things in life, people. And the shame that you feel is patriarchy working as it is intended. If women are imbued with a sense of shame for the natural urges that pop up and appear in her body and soul, she is more easily controlled. And if the power of shame works effectively on a woman, she can be kept in line through it. So our work as women ultimately comes down to following your intuition and also letting go of that shame. And that speaks to what I think, like, to be the most powerful version of yourself, you need to be able to fully accept and own what's yours and completely let go of and release what's not yours. Like, the discernment to know this is mine, this is not mine, is the ultimate divining tool in this world. Because shame is people putting their, how do I want to say this? Shame is somebody else's stuff being put on you and them asking you to hold that burden. It is their expectations, it's their opinions, it's their assumptions of you, and them asking you to like hold on to it and take care of it and deal with it. I don't like the dress you're wearing. I don't like the way you speak. You are this, you are that. And we are taught to internalize those outside voices, thoughts, opinions, and make them ours and deal with them like as bad things and also just in general. And we learn to really tie them into our own being, and they become things that we don't like about ourselves, things that we feel ashamed about. Like I am a loud woman, and somehow I manage to feel shame around being too much in my social presence, but also like not enough. How do you balance those two? Like those are opposites, and somehow I feel shame about both of them. That seems crazy. It's misguided, and it's truly just an overextension of my capacity, trying to hold everyone else's expectations and desires for me. It feeds into that shame cycle where if I was on the kind of more aligned path, I would know that's not mine. And I would know that loudness is simply how I show up in the world. And it is my responsibility to know timing and to intuit when loudness is appropriate. But it is not my burden that somebody else doesn't like loud people. You know, I'm no expert. I'm not going to claim to be an expert in much, if anything. But I do, I want to speak to the things that I've worked through and the path that I've taken to kind of just get where I am, which feels like, as much as I'm camped out at rock bottom with my career right now, the rest of my life, it feels like I am just kind of riding this scenic roller coaster. I'm on the mine shaft roller coaster in Big Bear, California, and I'm enjoying myself. And sometimes it feels like I'm going to get thrown off the ride. And other times I'm just enjoying the scenery and giggling. We did that on my girls' trip that I just went on. Did I mention the girls' trip? It was awesome. I can't believe that I have never done that before. Just an aside here in this conversation, you need to be going on girls' trips with cool people, cool girls who like themselves. For the sake of keeping this first episode very short and sweet and kind of continuing to test out the training wheels, I'm going to kind of wrap it up as we go on. I'm hoping that I will have like more structure and kind of fun things to say and maybe a couple little segments. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. So thanks in advance for hanging out, joining the mine shaft roller coaster with me and enjoying the scenic view and holding on when it gets scary. But I am excited. I hope that I am not afraid of making a fool of myself. I'm going to be so real. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a long time, and I keep shoving away the idea of it because I'm like, yeah, right. Like, podcasts are for loser dude bros. And so instead of like being an early adopter of podcasts, I am late hopping on the bandwagon. And also the whole time I'm hopping on the bandwagon, I'm shoving my entire foot in my mouth and chewing on it. It's really awesome. But it speaks to, hopefully, internally for me, a desire for divine timing. I think if I started a podcast any sooner, I would have embarrassed myself significantly more than whatever's about to happen. So this is Staying at Home with me, Emily, your host. And I appreciate you tuning in. I will be back as soon as I possibly can with the next episode. And yeah, we'll be chatting about all things womanhood, sisterhood, motherhood, for my ambitious women who want more and are not afraid to take up space, desire things, get a little bit selfish. And I'm just, I'm excited to see where this goes. And if you never see me after episode 3, just know that I am cooking up another big, giant fucking pot of spaghetti noodles. You'll find me on the next app. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. We'll see where it goes. I'm pretty excited. And just know, if you think this is a little bit cringy, I do kind of live by the to be cringe is to be free, and believe that embarrassment is severely underexplored socially. So I'm going to take on a significant burden of cultural embarrassment and just do what I want. And nothing will top the kind of post-mortem reflection of the multiple songs that I wrote and performed in middle school in front of large auditoriums. So yeah, you kind of can't get me because I'm the getter. I will always be the first person to embarrass myself and own up to it and laugh about it. Anyway, thanks for listening. Today, I'm not going to be staying at home. I've got some errands to run, so I'm going to get going. See you next episode. Bye.